listening to The Real with Rachel D on Atlanta's inspirational talk radio, Love 860. Hey everybody, and welcome back to The Real with Rachel D. I am here joined with my super fabulous Miss BJ, my co-host, Miss BJ.
Hey girl.
And we're being joined in studio with the Mr. Jason Green. I'm sorry, I'm so flustered, but I'm so glad you're here. Mr. Jason Green, who is running for district attorney in Clayton County. Thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
This is part 2 of our interview, because when we left our interview last week, I remember BJ and I talking. We were like, "Oh my God, we really like him." Mm-hmm. Like we felt like we didn't ask you enough questions, and so we were like, "We're glad that you're back this week," and I'm so happy to have you. And so, guys, I just kind of want to get into it, kind of a personal thing.
It's weighing
heavy in my head and my heart, and we have a lawyer here, so good, I can get some legal advice on this. So, as I expressed off air, I had a little incident before I got here. There was a brawl that happened at a restaurant that I was just at, and I wasn't involved in it until later. But this girl was feuding with her boyfriend, and she took out some mace and she maced him. And then as the waiters tried to break up the fight, she kept macing him. And in the midst of that, maced basically everybody in the restaurant. I think she did it about 4 times. So a lot of people left, and I would have left if they didn't have my debit card. And it was hard to breathe. Everybody was coughing. She hit people on their coats and everything. You know how mace works. It just kind of spreads the love all over the place.
Yeah.
So by the time I left, she also punched my waiter.
What?
She did. I just heard like 2 punches as he was trying to break it up. And so he was...
He didn't bring enough shrimps.
You know what, though? I'm not going to lie. He made me a lemon drop, and it was very weak. So I didn't say nothing.
That might have been good on her part if it was strong. Whoo, boy.
Jesus. But I remember walking out, and I told him, I said, I think you should press charges on that. So he said he was.
Yeah.
But for the people like myself, the innocent bystanders who just wanted to enjoy their friends' companies, who got the secondhand mace spray, would there be anything we can do legally for that little thing, girl? Yeah. What can I do?
You could absolutely. You could press charges. Mm-hmm. You could sue. Mm-hmm. She was definitely in the wrong. No, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. That's definitely an assault, and I think most judges would probably say that's an aggravated assault, because anytime you assault somebody with an instrument that could foreseeably cause some kind of serious bodily injury or pain, mm-hmm. that's an aggravated assault. And clearly mace is used. I mean, that's why they give it to a lot of people to deter assaults and potential rapes. Mm-hmm. So, because it's meant to inflict pain.
Well, let me kind of give you more detail, because I can tell me and the girl ended up getting into it because I called her on it, and she felt like I wasn't understanding where she was coming from. Her and the guy were arguing. We don't know what about, but by the time they got nice and loud, then it got everybody's attention. And she did say, if you get in my face, I'm going to hit you. And then they start talking about money. He was walking away, but she kept running her mouth. So then he came back, and then he kind of bucked at her, but he didn't hit her. He bucked at her, and in response, she sprayed him. And after she sprayed him, he hit her 3-4 times. And so they pulled him away, and then she kept spraying him. So I kind of feel like maybe the first spray was justified, but then she kept following him around the restaurant, still trying to get him. So if she would have just sprayed him that one time as he got in her face and bucked at her, would that kind of still be an assault thing?
No, it wouldn't. And that's the thing that juries all across the country struggle with in self-defense cases, whether it's something small, like what happened at this restaurant where everybody walks away, or a murder case, is at what point in time am I allowed to protect myself? Mm-hmm. And so he's a man, she's a woman, there already been tensions. I think most judges or a jury would say, hey, when he bucked at her, because even your listeners can't see, we all know what a buck looks like. Mm-hmm. And so when he bucked at her, she didn't have to actually wait to get hit to, quote unquote, defend herself.
Yeah.
The problem that she's running into, and this is where it spills over to even you, is that once that assault never came and she was not in any danger, she kept quote unquote assaulting him or spraying him. And at the point in time that she's following him, that's clearly not a defensive move. Right. That is now offensive. And so that's where her liability, whether it's on the criminal side or in civil court, if anybody, the waiter, whoever, sued her, comes in, because then she had the chance to stop and she kept going with it.
Mm-hmm. Right. She sprayed 3 or 4 times?
She did.
So that's cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. That's, I hear money adding up.
More money.
Right.
Let me ask you guys from your perspective, because I do tend to
Now,
speak
I have
up.
to break some bad news to you on the air.
What?
Since this just happened, it's
Yeah.
going to be hard to establish that you had some real pain, loss, and suffering because you're on the air right now doing.
Oh,
a
her
radio
face
show.
looks so
It does.
She looks so distraught and aggravated.
Distressed.
Her little eyes is red. And you know what? I think I can smell some of the mace on her.
Yeah.
So I end up.
That's how everybody in the restaurant, like, especially all the black people. I'm sorry, all of us were tearing it up. All the white people were still trying to figure out what was going on. I'm like,
See, it's situational awareness. You know,
Yeah.
at a young age, when you're on the playground and you hear some, oh, they about to fight. Everyone kind of jump up and you look around and you prepare. Because if you have to run, you need to know who you need to jump over, who you need to get around.
yes.
So, I mean, it's all a part of just, situational awareness.
Well, let me ask you guys. Instead of with the typical, how people typically do it in my generation, I didn't whip out a phone and record, but instead I said something to the girl. Now, I understand she wasn't in a position to hear me, but I had to say something because I was highly upset.
I mean, your lunch partner was recording this, though, right?
No, he wasn't. He was trying to calm me down, which was good because I feel like if I didn't have somebody trying to calm me down, who knows where this would have went.
Right.
But she did, ladies and gentlemen, she tried to apologize to the restaurant because she said, oh, he made me mad. To me, I think that type of apology is what really got me. It's like, no. You need to apologize because you sprayed everybody.
Right.
Nobody cares what your relationship issue is at this point. You sprayed everybody. We're choking. Half the people are leaving, and you don't punch a waiter. It's like, and then the saddest part, guys, I was talking to my friend, and I swear I was just telling him how black women are so loving. We're really not what the media depicts us. We're not loving hip-hop. And then here this heifer going to break it out and just, like, kill everything.
You waiting for the Bravo TV cameras to just come out. And
They should have.
But let me ask you a question. These two people, can you tell the truth? Just tell the truth. Was it Joseline and Stevie?
It might have
Stevie,
been.
you embarrassed me for the
Stevie.
last time. Stevie, I will spray you with mist. This is Mimi like it, Stevie. I'm just saying, if it was them, you just tell me on the side. Because they got money.
Actually, you know what? Great segue. I'm not 100% out of my feelings. I had to tell at least 10 more people that story before I'm out of it. But let's get to some celebrity news. Stevie J and Joseline from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I'm glad, of course, we have a lawyer here because every story is something where it's legally based. So
Right.
we want to get your opinions on it. So Joseline Hernandez is married to Stevie J allegedly. There's like up and down whether or not they're actually legally married.
Right.
But out of her being really upset because he had a studio time with Faith Evans, she destroyed $65,000 worth of his belongings.
Right.
And I always wonder about...
$65,000.
Right.
Yes.
Not only did she how she destroyed them, she took it old school with some straight up Clorox bleach, probably the concentrated kind because it works quicker, and destroyed $65,000. Sometimes when you separate your clothes, I'm just saying.
She
but
She know that.
She just roll with the bleach, huh?
Right. Stevie, I'm tired of this mess, Stevie. So, I mean, she destroyed $65,000 worth of clothes.
Including a vintage Bad Boys, like, I guess it was a membership only jacket or something like that.
Because he used to be with Bad Boys. back in
That
the
I
day.
would have been mad at.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's
You can't get that.
irreplaceable.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Mace era.
Yeah.
I mean, this is,
Who can
can't
hate
nobody
me
hold
now?
me down. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. And so she destroyed his stuff. I don't understand
That's
why
crazy.
women do this because to me, I would think if I slash somebody's tires or ruin their car, I would have to pay for it, right? Like, could they do that?
If you get caught.
Even if you're the wife, you'd have to pay for it?
Yeah, I mean, now, they're married, allegedly.
Yeah.
We're doing the air quotes here in the
Yes.
studio. They're married. So if they are married, then it is her property.
Wow.
However, there might be other charges because I have represented women. I remember one case in particular out in Cobb County, and the lady destroyed her car, tore it up, bad, whatever, because her husband was going to see some other lady. And the police came and they did not arrest her ultimately for tearing up the car, but because she did it in public and there were other people there, she ultimately got charged with terroristic threats and cruelty to children because she committed a violent act in front of some children. And so, depending on the situation, Joseline may still have some legal headaches.
Some charges.
Well, you guys know that they have a reality show coming up, Stevie and Joseline Take Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was a promo then.
Yes, a lot of people think that, but I don't know. I don't think that Stevie would, if anything she tore up, I don't think it'd be that Bad Boys jacket. Like, that right there is what makes me feel like it was real. Like, she could have tore up anything else, but Stevie's been trying to be back with Diddy and Bad Boy forever.
For a long time.
So I really think that makes it real.
And, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. We all have seen Joseline Hernandez in her good times and her bad times. There have been some good times?
Well,
I mean, very little. She is like, to me, Tasmanian devil. I would not leave her in the room. Even with my best stuff, my great value clothes, I would not leave her in the room with. Because when she gets mad, she is a wrecking ball.
She is. All right, so moving on real quick. Speaking of wrecking balls, I kind of agree with this, but kind of not. Did you guys hear about Tichina Arnold? Her husband was caught cheating.
Yeah.
So she found a sex tape. He made a sex tape with a girl he cheated on her with, and so she texted their family and friends in a group text and sent them the sex tape to let them know it's over.
It's almost in a way kind of sort of what Joseline did, but she took advantage of some old secrets and put it out there. She didn't destroy his property, but she did destroy his reputation.
Yeah.
He cheated on Pam.
I know.
Exactly.
I mean,
B2B.
This is Pam for Martin. I mean, you can't.
And every character she's played has been very crazy.
You were on notice. That's what we say in the legal community. You were on notice. Yeah. So.
Well, I just can't. But you know what? I'm just going to speak to petty characters. If you do something wrong, people are so quick to throw what you did in the past out to everybody. They want to leak some stuff that you did before or tell everybody secrets. Well, I know that's what you talk about, old girl or old boy. You don't like your boss. And I know you stole from him. But in front of your boss, I'm going to get me fired. But, I mean, so why do can you be sued for that? For telling secrets?
You know what? The marital privilege would not apply here because this is not a court situation. Mm-hmm. So the marital privilege applies to testifying in court. She just put him on blast with his family.
Right.
And,
That's embarrassing.
basically.
Now she violated street law.
Right.
I would have done that. I'm sorry. Call me the crazy chick, but if I would have caught a video and my husband's having an affair without protection, like they've been married for 3 years, so I'm not sure.
That to moms?
Yes, I would have. Ooh. Because you know what? Moms like to stick up for their sons. So that heifer probably knew something.
Is this about Tichina or is this about the
Maybe.
bar fight?
I know. It got a little, that finger came across the table real quick.
No, but I've been, from experience, I've never had a situation like this, but it's like I've had experience where I had an ex and a picture of his ex-girlfriend's baby that she had with another dude popped up on social media. And I'm like, ooh, the background of that picture looks so familiar. I, for the life of me, can't figure out what it is just to find out it was his mama's house. What you doing letting this girl in your house, lady? So, yeah, mamas defend their sons. So I'm pretty sure that girl probably, if you feel special enough to make a unprotected sex tape with a married man, somebody in his life made you feel welcomed, and it's probably mama. So yes, I would have sent that off to everybody too.
So just because he pulled a Charlie Sheen, I mean, now he has to. I mean, but that's kind of embarrassing to have to admit that. Not only, but if she knew about the sex tape, he already cheated.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let him go. I just don't see Pam or Tichina Arnold being the type of woman, she always portrays these strong characters, letting him cheat over and over again.
But who says that she has? She might have just figured it all out at once.
That's a sad thing.
And I feel like, to me, that's an easy explanation. I don't want to have to explain why our marriage ended. Look at the tape. There you go.
The true victim here is his family members who have to watch this.
That's true.
I would not want to watch my brother handling his business.
She's straight up Bernadine waiting to exhale this guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
or your mama having to see that. Like, she can't
You can't unsee that. That's embarrassing.
That.
Well, you know what, though? Maybe his mom should have raised him right. Okay, because you're marrying a celebrity. She's rich. You're an assistant basketball coach at St. John's University. What is St. John's? Like, you had all the opportunity in the world, and not only did you cheat, but you was dumb enough to record it and clearly leave it somewhere so she can find it. You deserve everything.
You know where it was.
I think sometimes
You know where it was.
Where was it?
It was on the phone.
Right.
It was on the phone.
That's all.
To the password he thought she didn't have.
He didn't leave it anywhere. We didn't know where it was.
I mean, I think he has to accept personal responsibility. He made it. He did it. Own up to it, and now just get your divorce and Tichina, get your money.
And get your money. When is the tape coming out?
Right. Nobody. That ain't even gonna hit a red box.
Well, that wasn't Stevie and Joseline. Who was that? That was somebody else from that show.
Mimi.
That was
and
Mimi.
Nico.
That's another episode. But yeah.
Yes. So I support Tichina Arnold in this. I feel like, why suffer in private? I feel like everybody should know that you're a dog, especially if you want to record it. Like, I'd figured if you made a movie, it's for viewing preferences, right? So, sorry about it, but we have a lot more coming up. Of course, we're going to talk a little bit about the Oscars. And you know what? I think we need to give Stacey Dash to some other culture because I'm over her already. But guys, you're listening to The Real with Rachel D. And coming up, we have Jessie J burning up. What you got to do, BJ?
I gotta wear Nikes when I come to eat with you.
Yeah,
Rachel, y'all, she is a fight magnet.
Am I really? All right, guys, that was Carrie Hilson, Pretty Girl Rock, one of my favorite songs. You're listening to The Real with Rachel D. Being joined Miss BJ and the I don't know why I keep saying yes. No, he's running for
DA.
District Attorney in Clayton County, Mr. Jason Green. One thing I didn't mention, I have to mention this because BJ wasn't there. Okay, so this past weekend, there was an MLK Day parade. And so I was walking in the parade supporting friends of the show, Judge Kimberly Bando. And we had a little group and everything. We're trotting along. And I see the other judges and lawyers and stuff. Then all of a sudden, I see these people walking with green shirts. It was a lot of them. So I'm thinking maybe this is a band or a school organization.
Right.
And all of a sudden, there was this huge truck with, like, I would say 30 people on the truck, everybody wearing green. And then you see this big sign that says Jason Green for Clayton County District Attorney.
What?
Girl, he put everybody to shame.
That's how you do it.
He did. You came in, like, you, boy, I was shocked. You did a great job, though.
Thank you.
See, that's why he didn't call us to support. He had half of Clayton County.
Yeah, already on the truck. Wow.
All right, guys. So we're going to get back into some celebrity news. So the Oscars has been causing such a controversy and a buzz.
Yes.
They announced their nominees, and it was lacking in diversity.
Correct.
Heavily lacking in the diversity, actually.
That's constructive.
Yes, that's a very nice way of putting that. There was absolutely no people of color, not even just black people, but just literally no people of color that was nominated for, like, best actresses, best actors.
From all those movies.
Absolutely.
Even Will Smith with his Tell the Truth. Tell the truth.
Yes. And speaking of Will Smith, his wife was very upset about that.
Jada?
Yeah, what did she say?
Jada was upset. She actually wanted to boycott the Oscars because no one was nominated. No one of color was nominated. So I was following her. Yeah, especially Will with the Tell the Truth. But it was interesting because right when she did it, of course, Spike Lee joined in with her. Then A Blast from the Past posted a video shortly after Jada posted that. Yeah. Viv has some things to say.
Wait, which Aunt Viv is this? Because they try to switch her out like we couldn't tell.
This was like pre-era Michael. This was the dark-skinned one. So, not the light-skinned one, not new Mike, old Mike. So this was the first Aunt Viv.
Wait, side note.
This is off the wall.
Do y'all remember? Y'all remember back in the day, which isn't too far. See, nowadays, people kill off characters. Right. Back then, they try to switch them off real quick. Like, you couldn't tell the difference, but it'd be like a light-skinned one versus a dark-skinned one. Like, yeah, we know that ain't her.
Except for, remember Laura?
Yeah.
What happened to her little sister? Halfway through the show, she just was just her and her brother. Well, didn't they have a third child? Golly. Okay, so this, I'm sorry, side note. But yeah, so this was the first original Aunt Viv.
Yeah.
Child, Aunt Viv had some things to say.
She did. She called Jada out and Will. And, like, honestly, a lot of people just they weren't feeling her so much, but I understood her. I think it was hard for people to receive her message because they feel like she was so bitter about how things happened and she's spoken out before, but I get what she was saying.
Right, I understand.
It's like, Jada, would you be really taking this stance if your husband didn't have a movie out this past year and didn't have the ability to be nominated?
What she said was, your husband got a mouth, don't he? So, I mean, she did. She really did. Yeah. She said that's not the way life works, baby. And the only Oscar she worried about is Oscar Mayer wiener with some mustard on it. Exactly. I mean, but I like you said, I do understand what she said. She said, here you are calling for people to boycott something when you and your husband are basically the top earners of when it comes to people of color in the industry, and you're asking people to stop, their paycheck when there are other bigger issues going on.
Yeah.
So, there's people right now thirsty in Flint because their water system, and you're up here upset about the Oscars.
I don't know how much of what she said is true, but if they do have a production company,
right,
that is not actively, aggressively using black actors, producers, whatever. That is problematic, but when you do start it off with that time when we wanted to get some more money and you wouldn't help us, kind of watered it down.
Yeah.
No, well, actually, I feel differently. I feel like that made a lot of sense. Like, unfortunately, sometimes in our culture, we're afraid of losing what we have, so we won't reach back and, band together. Like, Friends did that. Like, Friends, they argue to get $1 million an episode. They band together. It's like, if you want to see our show, that you have to pay us.
Right.
But she did say that when they tried to do that, Will was like, nah, I got me, and y'all
my
do
deal
you.
is my deal, your deal is yours.
And it's like, I kind of understand maybe where he was coming from, being that I haven't heard about Will Smith before Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
right,
and he didn't want to ruin his chances. But as a people, we should do that. Like I said before, Jada wouldn't be singing this song if it wasn't her husband. So you should be filling up in arms for all our people. We should be standing together because we make a lot of amazing things.
We do.
Yeah.
And so, I get where she was coming from with that.
I mean, and I'm kind of curious, too. I want to know the truth, like the claims. Do they really have a production company? Because if that's the case, I mean, we can get a lot more movies done because Lifetime is getting a little stretched thin.
Tyler Perry's holding it down.
Yeah.
But it's time to bring some more people in, too.
Yeah.
Because Jada's cheekbones can't take no more. I'm just
You said
saying,
her
her cheekbone, and she got maybe 3 more years left. She needs to start thinking about some other paychecks coming in.
But besides Jada that's boycotting the Oscars, there's a lot of other people. There's Spike Lee. And I think Tyrese said something. But everybody wants Chris Rock, who's hosting the Oscars, to bow out. And I kind of disagree with that.
That's a check. He gonna need that check because he got alimony coming up.
And it's not just the check, but it's the possibility of influence. White people will be watching the Oscars.
That's true.
So now if there was anybody who could deliver the message, it's him.
Right. And you know what else? People have already started speaking up. George Clooney actually made a statement that he agrees with this, that there is not enough diversity in the film industry. So there are a lot of people who are just saying, you know what? It's true. They're calling a spade, and they do, well, no pun intended. I'm just saying they do know that it is an issue, and they are actually speaking up on it.
I don't get it. A spade.
I didn't finish the rest of what you were trying to say. Like, what was that? What I missed?
But it's.
I was inside.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying
we'll explain when we cut to commercial.
Right. But more people are starting to take notice. So
yeah.
The good thing about social media are things that usually got swept under the wayside that will only reach a small amount of people. Now everyone is taking notice. So maybe some things will change next year. So.
But at the same time, if you have a committee that's made of 94% white people, what else do you expect?
But the president is black. President Isaacs she's a black woman. She actually, she is a black woman, so. But sometimes it's
I don't know anything about the process, but I'm guessing she only gets one vote, maybe.
If she does even get
if she gets a vote.
Yeah. Right. So, but it's just, one step at a time.
I hope Chris Rock.
I mean, they probably use her like Fox uses Stacey Dash.
Exactly.
Nice little segue. Can we give her away to somebody? I used to be a fan of Stacey Dash. You ever watch Clueless? Yeah. That was my show.
Do you know how happy I was when I finally got that plaid skirt and them long braids to rock just like Stacey Dash? The only thing I couldn't find was that little clown hat, but baby, the next day at school.
Did you watch the show? I didn't just watch the movie, but the show.
I was with the show.
Yes.
Right.
I think she thinks Clueless is a real life thing.
I think it's so. Stacey Dash is a beautiful woman, very smart. But these last couple of years, I have seen a side of her that I did not know existed, and it's almost like seeing your superhero just defeated.
So
What's
for
wrong
those
with
who
her?
don't know what we're talking about, Stacey Dash went on Fox News.
Yes.
And she was talking about the whole Oscars thing. And she basically said that if we wanted to have equal rights, if we wanted segregation, we needed to get rid of, well, if we wanted integration, we needed to get rid of segregation, which basically in her mind means we need to get rid of BET and Black History Month and anything that kind of
Black History Awards,
Yes.
BET Awards, everything.
And while
HBCUs,
Yes.
rib shacks. I mean, just
Rib shacks?
anything that it's just
I don't know, certain things like it's only black people.
Only black.
is
But do
rib
you know
shacks.
what's interesting enough? Like, if we reenacted that and went back in time, she wouldn't have been on that show. She would have been in Clueless. We never would have seen her. She would have been on some low-budget BET TV show that 18 people watched, and somebody probably had on a bootleg.
Exactly.
But because of the places like the Screen Actors Guild that open the doors that say, hey, we need some more color in here, she was able to pull not only that movie, but a lot of other additional roles.
Exactly.
So
she's a horrible representation for our people, to be quite honest, because I like to read people's comments on social media.
Yeah.
And this is what certain white people were waiting for. They were like, see, y'all agree with us. If we had White History Month, y'all be upset. Personally, I wouldn't. Like, I heard that Georgia State had like a white student alliance. It's like, if it's about learning more about your race and your culture, then do your
ahead.
thing. Y'all don't have your stuff because essentially you don't want to. But whenever you have to make an argument, you only focus on black people. Like, there's not Telemundo, like there's not Asian something or Hispanic Heritage Month. It's like, it's always a black-white thing. We're always your target when you're trying to make a point.
right.
What if her appearance on Fox is like an acting role? She's like, Sam Jackson's character on Django. Like, I'm just here to.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I believe it because Samuel, you saw that look he had when Django came in. That's how Stacey just. But I mean, and you will only see her on Fox News. She is the voice of what they want to hear. Now, you will not see them go to Sister Tanisha with the afro talking about what she really feels, but you will see Stacey Dash.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, BET, like clapback, I don't know if y'all know what that is. That's where social media, people are like clapping back or snapping back on people on social media. BET called her out on Instagram, and I love it because Stacey Dash was on The Game, which aired on BET. And so BET asked her, do we need our check back or what? Like, you were on The Game. And actually, the picture I showed you guys, it was the PG version, because under that, it was talking about her hooking up with Rick Ross or something like that. Yeah, like, it was a lot. It was shade, and I appreciate it. It's like, I don't know what happened with Stacey's mind. I know she's been through a lot of abusive relationships or whatever, but it's like, you have pretty eyes, you're light skinned, nice hair, but you're still black.
Right.
And when the doors are closed, honey, you're still black.
I don't know what she's been in the past, abusive relationship, but can't nobody beat you to make you not know who you are and where you stand. If anything, make that a lesson and advocate for women in domestic abusive relationships. Don't just forget your whole culture and race.
Thank
Child,
you.
Please.
Thank you very much. Thank you, BJ. All right, guys, you're listening to The Real with Rachel D. So quick reminder to go on social media and show us some support on Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, and who else? What did I miss? Instagram, of course.
Yeah, Instagram.
All right, guys, so make sure you keep it here to Omarion featuring Chris Brown, Post to Be.
All right. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and that was supposed to be by Omarion and Chris Brown. So we are here with Rachel D., myself, Miss BJ, and Mr. Jason Green, who will be running for
District Attorney of Clayton County.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
We love our Clayton County people. We've been doing so good. I saw in the media that, like, our crime rate is low, right? Like, we're the lowest in Metro Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's good. Look at you guys.
And I'm going to keep it dropping.
Yes, definitely.
Locking people up. We like that. Okay, so we were talking about this on break, and this is something, if you guys listened to the show a couple weeks ago, I'm extremely passionate about because I do not like seeing people being done wrong. The Uber driver from Atlanta, Georgia, I don't know if you guys remember, but I think a month ago, this guy got drunk at a bar, and he told his sister that his Uber driver kidnapped him, robbed him. Like, he just made the whole story up. He kidnapped him. It was another guy in the car. They robbed him. They beat him up. They stripped him naked. They took his phone and his wallet and threw him him in a ditch. So his sister, trying to find the Uber driver, even though I wouldn't figure that'd be hard to do considering how Uber has all your information.
Exactly.
Goes on social media, posts a picture of the guy and his information and says, this man has done all these things to my brother, spread the word. So after over 20,000 shares, the Uber driver finally was contacted and they had to do an investigation. He was suspended from his job, couldn't make any money. And of course, I feel he mentioned in the interview, his life was in jeopardy. Like people could look at him and, his friends could take him out or whatever. Just to find out, the boy lied. There was surveillance footage of him stumbling drunk,
super drunk,
falling into the ditch that he was found in. Mm-hmm. And so the woman, she did a little retraction saying that the Uber driver wasn't involved, but she didn't apologize. And it's like the damage is done. Right. We all know his name is Marcus Lewis. We all know that. We know what he looks like. And it's like that could, has ruined his reputation. Mm-hmm. Like anything could have happened to this man because of this. I think that he should sue. Can he sue off that?
Well, the short answer is he can definitely sue, but the clear question of whether he'll get anything and how much is really an emerging field of law. Mm-hmm. Social media has taken off so fast and so with such a large magnitude that the courts are still trying to keep up. Mm-hmm. Literally, I've had cases, and I specialize in criminal law, but we're struggling with jurors posting stuff about trials on Facebook, Twitter.
Wow.
We actually had, in a case I had in Clayton County, a defendant send a friend request to a juror during the course of the trial. And so all of these things are kind of new and emerging in law. Mm-hmm. When the slander and libel laws were first created, of course, nobody anticipated that something could, to use the term, go viral this quick. I mean, we were still using newspapers and telegraphs and,
right.
and things then. So the bottom line is there's implied in slander and libel laws a tinge of maliciousness, that you either knew that the thing was false or you disregarded some kind of foreseeable sign that it could have been false.
Right.
Here the question is going to really center around, her brother is telling her this attack happened. Potentially, we would assume he filed some kind of police report. Yeah. And so there is cloaked in this air of legitimacy because we all do it. Even here on the Rachel D Show, Cue the Lawyers, we talk about stories involving crimes and whatnot. So that part is not necessarily unusual for somebody to say this crime was committed or whatnot. I think the person who ought to probably be most worried is the brother.
Right.
Even though he did not publish it, obviously, to allow her to put this out there and then to continue it, he could be seen as complicit. So that's going to be one for the courts to kind of unravel what he knew, what she could have known, and how far out it went in the social media. Facebook is an interesting thing. If she initially posted it to just her friends, that might not necessarily be a slanderous or libelous conversation, but
once it's out there.
And I feel like just morally, I don't know, everybody's different. If I made the mistake, I would say it. Like, I understand her intentions were good. Based off of what her brother was telling her, somebody hurt him and she was trying to avenge her brother. I get it. But when you realize that your brother lied and that you falsely accused somebody, you could humble yourself enough to mention that, apologize. And I've been on her Facebook several times. I'm surprised she hasn't blocked me yet because I've sent her quite a few messages. And I'm just like, apologize. Like, that's why people hate you. It's not because you made a mistake. It's because you're not willing to own up. There's something about you that feels like this man doesn't deserve an apology, and he does. Like, you can't just sweep something like that under the rug, because if it was your brother, you'd be all up in arms with a whole bunch of judges and a whole bunch of lawyers by your side when you sat there and you put this man's life in danger potentially.
This wasn't the same girl from the restaurant earlier.
No.
I don't know, man.
It's a different one.
Just can't admit they're wrong.
I'm going to call you, like, you're going to be my lawyer, because I'm going to find that heifer.
But what's interesting, you said maliciousness. So that instance, she really thought something was wrong with her brother. But let's say if we switch it around, like let's say we have two people and they're getting into it. And let's say we got like Kiki and Juanisha. Let's say Kiki get mad and start posting screenshots of what Juanisha did at the club all over Facebook, talking about, I got you now, you dirty, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Now, that's maliciousness, and Kiki could really pull Juanisha in the court over that?
No, because it would be the truth.
I need a meme of that. No, because it's the truth. Oh, so explain. What do you mean?
No. And it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm really not. There is the expression that they teach you in law school is truth is an absolute defense. Mm-hmm. So if you were acting skank in the club and they got pictures or they saw it, that is the truth. So I could have all the malicious intent that I wanted. I could even put under the caption, got you now. But you really were doing those things.
So now I like that. Now, I did not know that. So if somebody say, I got you now, there's really nothing you can do because, like you said, it's the truth. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. That is good to know.
Okay, so moving on, we're gonna play this little game I just made up on the spot. It's gonna be if she was black, what would happen? I'm sorry.
If she was black.
Guys, I'm not. It's not a racial thing whatsoever. We're being real. So, in Cobb County, actually, the police say a Marietta woman had stripped down naked and attacked customers at a Kennesaw Waffle House. Okay. Now, police are not sure when exactly she stripped down naked, but she went and she was harassing customers and everything. So it really caused a big deal, fighting people. So they called the police, and when they found her, when they showed up, she was naked. Now, here's the point. It says when she came out of the Waffle House, one officer fired a taser twice at her, striking her once, and the taser probe had came loose, and then the lady allegedly lunged at the officer, and a brief struggle endured in which the officer suffered a scratch on his face. Now, by the way, this lady's white, if you haven't caught the drift yet, because she would have been dead probably once she walked out the Waffle House. But after the tasing and the struggle and the scratch on her face, if it was anybody else...
Wow, so she was naked. And you sure this is not like some kind of two-piece strip and Waffle House joint? This is just a straight-up public, like she wasn't, okay. Wow.
Look at her mugshot. Does that look like, I don't know what stripper looks like.
But let me put myself in a police officer's shoes. Well, number one, she don't have a weapon.
No.
So, but then what would get me is
not
if I tried,
not
the tradition. If I tased you and it bounced off your body, that's some kind of superhero power now.
Well, I failed to mention that she was throwing plates at the officer and screaming obscenities.
She on some drugs. Homegirl sounded like she was on some mollies.
And you said this was at the Waffle House?
Yes, in Kennesaw.
No comment.
Are you a fan of Waffle House? Is that why? Are you representing Waffle House?
No, I can't lie. Them pecan waffles on point. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest, I believe if she was black, she just would have been a black girl with a taser burn. Because at that point, she's a naked female, obviously on some kind of drugs. I wouldn't want to touch her because obviously she is on something. But once she scratched my face, oh, Lord God, give me strength. Because if you don't know if she has a disease, drugs, then we're going to have to tackle her down. Yeah. Because she's obviously wilding out. But I think if she was black, it would have been the same. It just would have been a black naked chick.
Well, okay. I was joking at first. Like, we'll take race out of this. But clearly when I hear, it's hard too sometimes as a black person when you hear a white person who can throw plates at a cop and fight the cop and scratch the cop's face. And yet they live to tell about it and take a relatively decent looking mugshot. It's just hard.
Have y'all seen a Waffle House plate lately?
Yeah, those things don't break, do they? They reuse the hell out of them plates.
Rachel, BJ, please don't try this at home. Do not throw a Waffle House plate at an officer. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Them things are heavy.
Even if you are naked, don't do it.
The weight of them, like them old school plantation plates. Yeah. Things will leave a hole in the wall.
Oh no, don't worry. I'm just not that.
But what is going on? I'm so tired of hearing about Waffle House in the news. They're not getting robbed. People are in there getting shot. It's bad. They really need to just start delivery service.
Because when people are leaving, what were the two? What were the two?
Kiki and Juanisha.
Kiki and Juanisha leave the club. They're going to Waffle House.
It's no other place to go where you can eat on a budget because the way the entry prices into these clubs in Atlanta is ridiculous, and y'all water down the drinks.
You know what though? But McDonald's just recently They just introduced this 2 for $2, so you can get like some fries and stuff like that.
No,
for $2.
that ain't gonna take the place of my pecan waffle. That's why folks are going to IHOP.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so we're going to skip to another, our final story. This one's crazy and it's a little uncomfortable, but I have to mention it. So there was a doctor in New York who was accused of ejaculating on a patient's face while she was heavily sedated under his care.
So what did Charlie Sheen do? I mean, so it's just really getting ridiculous. You can't even go to a doctor's office and get knocked out anymore without folks acting a fool.
Yeah.
So my thing is, how can she prove it if she was knocked out? Was there a camera or something?
No, she was actually, her body couldn't move, but her mind could. Like she was awake in a sense.
She was paralyzed.
Yeah. And so she heard the noise, she heard the commotion, she felt him fondling her, and then she felt the aftermath.
See I am speechless. Give me 2 seconds.
BJ, please ask the questions that are on my mind that I cannot ask.
How would... does it say what kind of doctor he is?
Just a regular physician, I think. Let me see.
Is he at any...
It says that she was supposed to come in for an x-ray.
Right.
And that they gave her 2 pain pills and a shot of morphine. But the doctor came in later and was going to give her an additional shot. She was like, no, I don't need it. I already had one. But he insisted. And so that's kind of what knocked her out.
So this is how the doctors turn up. You know what? I would be so... this is egregious, horrendous, and disgusting. How do you not get...
I don't think I can say anything about this either.
This is ridiculous.
We could, from a legal perspective, we could probably have a whole nother show just on this one story.
Right.
There's a lot in here.
That is ridiculous.
And doesn't he look creepy?
He does. He looks like the type that'll straight like Monica Lewinsky somebody's cheek. So,
sorry.
But it's ridiculous. What is going on in the world?
Girl, I don't know what's going on in the world, but I can tell you what's going on this weekend. So, guys, what do you guys have plans? It's a short week because it was MLK Day on Monday.
It's a short week, and I'm trying to keep it positive. Lord, I'm probably just going to Netflix and chill.
You know what that means, right?
Yeah, watch TV and eat cereal at home.
Okay, sure. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go to that restaurant that you went to and
get some new clients.
Yeah, see if I can find your waiter.
Jesus. We might just go there after here. I'll be like, look, talk to this man right here. Poor thing. Woosah. See, I was feeling better, and then here you come, bringing it back up.
And then I'm going to watch a Clueless marathon.
Right. Starring Stacey Dash.
You know what, though? She was cool back then. I just don't know what happened to her. But, guys, if you are looking for something to get into, there's many things to get into in Atlanta, of course. There's actually this thing called a fake wedding. I don't know who loves to go to weddings.
You mean Stevie and
Joseline. Stevie, show me the ring, Stevie.
But so much better, you guys. You can attend an emotional wedding ceremony. You can eat a light dinner and dance at the reception to see wedding vendors in action at the big fake wedding in Atlanta. It's at the W Hotel. I don't know where people come up with these things.
You know what? These are for people who missed the bus. I'm just putting it out there for lonely women who missed the bus, and this is all they have left.
Well, then I guess I'm not going. Well, if you're into film, there's a Jewish Film Festival. That's going to actually be at Atlantic Station. I saw the promotions for it. The Atlanta Jewish Film Festival shows films from around the world that explore themes of Jewish life, culture, and history. And you get to vote on your favorite themes, and you get to see guest filmmakers, actors, and authors. And that actually is going on until February 17th. If you're not interested in that, there's an indoor arts festival. At the Calhoun Arts Festival features 86 fine arts demonstrations and live acoustic music and gourmet food trucks. And that just reminds me, there are free tickets that you guys can get if you just download the Love 860 and the WWWE 1100 app. Go on social media, let us know that you've downloaded, and you can get 2 free tickets to the arts and film festivals.
Cool.
That's the magic word.
That is awesome. We have plenty other things. Actually, there's free tickets will be given away soon to the Atlanta Symphony. We have tickets to that for Valentine's Day, which I'm definitely going to go. So you guys can just download the apps like we said and hit us up on Facebook and ask for your tickets and ask, believe, and receive. Guys, we have to wrap up the show. Any last words from my guests and my co-hosts.
This is Miss BJ from The Real with Rachel D, and it is time for the hashtag of the week. Y'all, the hashtag for this week is hashtag no price tags. And that basically means know your worth, because we all come with no price tags. So don't let nobody label you or put a price on you, because you are priceless. And let's live your life that way.
All right, guys, you're listening to The Real with Rachel D, and thank you guys for tuning in. Another quick reminder to go on social media on Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Twitter at The Real with Rachel D.
And where can we reach you, Mr. Green?
ElectJasonGreen.com.
Will you come back? Because we really enjoy you as a guest.
I'm going to just take up residency here. Let's do it. Yeah.
That's fine with us. Shoot, we need the legal advice. One more time, social media and website. Where can they find more information?
Website is electjasongreen.com, and you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at JasonGreen2016.
All right, and look out for those green shirts. Like, you have no I wish I would have got a picture. It was like they took over the whole place.
If you all have me back, I'm bringing the T-shirts for you all.
We want the shirts. You're coming back. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going to leave you with a little Iggy Azalea work, and we will check you guys next week.